Okay, hi everyone. So welcome to our talk show today, and I'm going to meet with one of my previous students who just got a really impressive score in IELTS, which is 8. So let's find out who he is.
Hello everyone, my name is Sơn. I'm 18 years old and now currently I'm a student at National Economics University, International Business Administration major. I'm into dancing and bubble tea and I just got an 8 in IELTS test. Pleased to meet you all.
So you have watched the video of my student Sơn, and what did you think? I would have thought that he's quite an impressive man, right? So here he is. We're going to find out today how he did that. Sơn. Alright, so everyone, so let's go and find out how my little boy has been learning his English. So how did you start learning English?
I started learning English when I was 5 years old, but at the beginning it was like just for fun.
Yeah.
I only got serious to English when I was in grade 9 to grade 10. That's when I realized I have to further improve my English.
So we all know, because we all study English, at some point in our life we must have realized that actually it's not too difficult. I can do this. I can sound a little bit like the native speaker, I have the potential to. So when you were at that moment, what did you do to improve your English?
Well, I watched a lot of films and movies, and there were some lines that I was interested in, so I practiced speaking those lines in a perfect way, in a fancy way.
When you practice those lines from films and movies, how did you feel?
I feel myself like more fancier when I imitated those lines.
Right.
I feel like I'm a true native. Yeah.
You're a true native. Yeah. So I would guess that is probably one of the most efficient ways to practice English, right? Yeah. And also a little bit more fun as well, right?
Yeah.
Is there any other way that you could recommend?
I would recommend that you practice and you play at the same time. And for me, I usually do my work while I'm eating cake or drinking bubble tea. I don't know if that will work on everyone, but at least it works for me.
Right. Yeah, but when I work, I do drink as well, ranging from strawberry milk to whiskey. So that makes sense, right? So when you study for IELTS, there are 4 skills, right? Which skills do you think that you are most confident with?
I think that I'm most confident with the listening skills, because I have an ear for knowledge,
An ear for knowledge?
Yeah, I can easily pick up the important keywords, but only when I'm not stressed.
Yeah. I see. But let's say for example in listening skills, there's a bunch of words and a bunch of flow that just go through the ears, right? So it's probably how it's so difficult for our students to usually catch the keywords and to hear for the answer. So do you have any advice for that? Obviously it's very impossible to hear everything and to be able to understand everything. So any help on that?
I think that the learners should skip the unimportant parts. In part 1 of speaking, there are a lot of unnecessary details, like how you're doing or something like that, and they should skip those parts to focus on the main points.
Right, I see. So that is a little bit less tiring,
yes.
I guess. So cool. So did you focus on any skill particularly? How did you spend your time studying for IELTS?
Well, normally I would find my free time to study to learn for IELTS, which is usually at around 11 p.m. to 1 a.m. in the morning. So
you drink your bubble tea around then?
You can say that. It's a secret.
It's not exactly healthy, is it? Okay, cool. Okay, so when you studied for IELTS, how did you allocate your time? Did you study all the skills, equally, or did you focus on any other skill, particularly?
I focused more on the reading and listening skills, and I focused less on speaking and writing. But as it turned out,
So turns out that your speaking and the writing was like better than
it was
how you did on listening and reading.
Yeah.
What a surprise. I think that's a common problem for IELTS students and IELTS candidates in general as well. So you would still recommend that people should focus on listening and reading because it's easier to improve, right? I see. So how is this time taking the IELTS compared to the last time, especially speaking test? How do you do mentally?
The last time I took the IELTS test, the speaking test, I was extremely intense. It was like I didn't know what to say. I was so nervous that I could not respond to the examiner really well. But this time I learned my lesson. I took it easy. I stayed chilled, and then it just goes with the flow.
But how did you stay chilled though? That is a little bit hard.
Well, I just consider it the interview as a normal conversation, like this one. Yeah.
Was he nice to you?
Not exactly very nice. He was, no, he was a little bit cold.
A bit stern.
Yeah,
I guess.
Yeah. He just jumped straight into the point.
Right. But take it easy, right?
Yeah.
Like talking to your dad, maybe.
Okay. Talking to myself more better.
Okay, so you mentioned earlier that you went and took the computer-based test. So how was that? Because I haven't taken that too, so I'm really curious, and I guess everyone too.
It was quite insane, to be honest, because I have never taken the computer-based test before, and so I was I was a little confused at first, but then I managed to do it.
Right. So what is the main differences that you found, and what's the pros of it, and what's the cons of it?
The pros of it is that you can get the results after just 1 week. That's much faster than the paper-based test.
Right.
The cons is that it's way more difficult than the paper-based test.
But what do you mean the content is more difficult, or just the technique is more
difficult? Just the technique is more difficult because you have to do everything on a computer, and that's you cannot be as flexible when you do the paper-based test.
I see. So what about writing? As for
the writing, they have the word count, so that's pretty convenient. But you will be distracted by the other candidates typing. Those sounds just gets on my nerves.
Yeah, it really gets on your nerves, right? It's just like the consistent sort of sound is pretty, torturing, I thought.
Yes.
So, what was it? So how do you highlight keywords in listening and in reading? Because I do that all the time. So is it like sort of easy to do that on the computer?
You can do that on the computer, but it takes much more effort to do it. Much more technique involved.
Oh, I see. Are the computers well established?
What do you mean?
Like, are they, good and modern computers? And did the keyboard work well? Did the mouse work well? Screen okay? Or
yeah, it was quite good actually. I mean, nothing goes wrong with it. So yeah.
Were they window? Are they laptop or the desktop?
They were desktop.
Right, so it's not too bad then. All right, cool. Nice. Thank you for the recommendation and thank you for your advice. I'm sure our students and our candidates will appreciate it. I mean, everyone, when they go to a center to start studying, like start a course, they must be a tiny little bit nervous. How did you feel when you sort of, step into the room and met everyone and started the class with me?
It was pretty normal to me because I have attended a lot of classes before, so yeah, that's fine by me.
Right, so what was your first general impression?
Of you or of the center in general?
General. Both would be nice.
Well, my first impression of the center in general is that the consultants were very nice and very gentle.
I do think they are.
Yeah, they are really friendly. Very
nice.
Friendly.
Okay, what about me?
Well, when I first met you, I was most impressed by your hair color.
I'll keep this hair color. The other day, someone told me to dye it black, but yeah, I'll mostly keep it now. Thank you. Cool. So, what else apart from the hair color?
and then you asked me to cut the mooncakes to share with the class.
Oh, did I?
You did.
Oh. Oh yeah, that's true. That was in the Midman Festival, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. What else? Were you impressed by my accent or anything at all?
And I remember one time that you told me I have a very beautiful American accent. Thanks.
Yeah, I did. You still do. What about me? Do I have like a beautiful sort of British accent? Cool. But do I sound like the tape?
Yeah, you sound exactly like on tape.
Oh.
Like so like British, so fancy.
So was there anything memorable when studying at the center? Did you like the book?
I quite enjoyed it because there were a lot of tests in it, and the book also gave me some tips on how to perfect the writing and on all 4 skills in general.
All right, I see. So did you like our class? Did you get on with everyone well, and did you have a good time studying here?
Well, my classmates were quite friendly, and they helped me to become more confident in English.
Right.
And then I have Miss Chang here, who is very supportive, and and she's like I don't know what to say, but I just feel like that she's like the coolest and the most badass mentor I've ever met.
Oh, wow. Thank you. Did you feel like you learned a lot with us, or?
I learned something new every time I go to class. Like, you even gave me some new tips on how to do the writing test, and you actually told me that I should do the task 2 first before the task 1.
Yeah.
And that really worked.
Yeah, that helped.
Yeah, that helped
Lovely.
a lot.
Yeah,
a lot.
Nice one. Because I guess like when you do task 2 first, you're still a little bit in a healthy stage, but after task 2, after a little while of the writing test, you feel a little bit tired. So that's a little bit not wise to start doing task 2 after task 1, I guess. Cool. So you've had a good time. Anything memorable throughout the course?
I remember there were 2 times that the class eat out together.
Oh yeah.
That time when we go to the Thai restaurant, and we had a hot pot buffet, and I had to pay 200,000 down.
Yeah, well, I did too. Everyone did too. Okay, so do you want to say anything to our audience, our students and candidates here in IELTS Fighter?
Well, I have one thing to say to them: relax, chill out, and you should do just fine.
So, thank you for coming here today.
A pleasure.
I'm sure our candidates and our students will appreciate your story, your advice and your recommendations. So, I wish you have a lovely and a brilliant student life in Singapore. I'm sure you enjoyed it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming here today. All right, goodbye.